a fragile hope. The United States is striving for a ceasefire in the Lebanon-Israel conflict. The United States is working tirelessly to broker a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. This comes as violence continues to escalate, claiming the lives of innocent civilians on both sides of the border. The situation is dire, with tensions reaching a fever pitch. US officials have been engaged in intense discussions with leaders in Israel. Their goal is to find a peaceful resolution to this deadly conflict. Lebanon's caretaker Prime Minister, Najib Mikati, has expressed cautious optimism. He hopes for a swift end to the bloodshed, but acknowledges the challenges. However, Israel's ongoing military operations in Lebanon cast a shadow of doubt on the prospects of a quick resolution. The situation remains volatile, with the potential for further escalation looming large. The coming days will be crucial in determining whether diplomacy can prevail. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a breakthrough. The stakes are incredibly high, with the lives of countless civilians hanging in the balance. The international community is urging all parties to show restraint and work towards a peaceful solution. A heavy toll. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has exacted a devastating toll on innocent civilians. In Lebanon, the Health Ministry reports a grim tally of 45 lives lost in just the past 24 hours. Israeli attacks have rained down on the Bekaa Valley in the northeast, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The violence is relentless. Infantry clashes have erupted in the south, adding to the chaos and bloodshed. Families are torn apart, their lives shattered by the unrelenting violence. The human cost of this conflict is staggering. One particularly harrowing incident saw 8 members of the same family perish in an Israeli airstrike. Their village, nestled in the Bekaa Valley, became a scene of unimaginable tragedy. The world mourns with the families who have lost loved ones in this senseless conflict.
Meanwhile, in northern Israel, Hezbollah's rocket attacks have claimed the lives of 7 people in a single day. This marks the highest civilian death toll in Israel since the country launched its ground incursions into Lebanon on October 1st. The victims include 4 Thai agricultural workers, highlighting the indiscriminate nature of the violence.
Raining fire. The skies above Lebanon are ablaze with the terrifying spectacle of Israeli airstrikes. The Israeli military, responding to Hezbollah's rocket attacks, has intensified its aerial bombardment. Their targets areas suspected of harboring Hezbollah infrastructure and personnel. The city of Baalbek, nestled in the Bekaa Valley, has become a primary target. The relentless airstrikes have turned the once vibrant city into a ghost town. Surrounding villages are also bearing the brunt of the assault, forcing residents to flee for their lives. The evacuation orders have triggered a mass exodus of terrified civilians. Thousands of people are on the move, desperate to escape the bombs raining down from the sky. This displacement adds to the already dire humanitarian crisis gripping Lebanon.
Despite the imminent danger, some residents are making the difficult choice to stay put. Some are driven by defiance, refusing to be driven from their homes. Others simply lack the means or the options to flee. Their plight is a stark reminder of the human cost of this conflict.
Unwavering resolve. Hezbollah remains defiant in the face of overwhelming military might. They have rejected calls for a ceasefire, insisting that any agreement must include the complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from Lebanon. Their message is clear: they will not back down. Hezbollah views Israel's actions as an assault on Lebanese sovereignty. They accuse Israel of exploiting the current conflict to advance their own political agenda and weaken Hezbollah's influence in Lebanon. Their resolve is unshaken.
Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, has emerged as a figure of resistance. He commands considerable support among segments of the Lebanese population who view him as a defender of their interests. His rhetoric is fiery, further fueling the flames of conflict. The international community, while condemning Hezbollah's rocket attacks on Israel, recognizes the need to address the underlying issues fueling the conflict. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the presence of Israeli forces in disputed territories are seen as major obstacles to peace.
This new ceasefire proposal really mirrors the 2006 agreement in many ways. We're looking at similar terms and conditions, aiming to bring a lasting peace to the region.
The echoes of the 2006 agreement are unmistakable, offering a blueprint that, hopefully, can guide current efforts towards a stable ceasefire.
One of the key aspects is the emphasis on disarmament and the establishment of a buffer zone. Both sides need to feel secure for any peace to hold.
By revisiting the terms of the 2006 agreement, the US hopes to leverage past successes and lessons learned to foster a more enduring peace.
It's not just about stopping the violence temporarily, it's about creating the conditions for long-term stability and trust between the parties involved.
The proposal is ambitious, yet grounded in historical context, aiming to address both immediate and underlying issues of the conflict.
We believe that by drawing on the 2006 framework, we can navigate the complexities of the current situation more effectively.
The international community watches closely, as these efforts could indeed set a precedent for future peace processes in the region.
Living under the constant threat of rockets is terrifying. Every day we worry about our safety and the safety of our loved ones. It's a nightmare that never seems to end.
The ongoing rocket attacks by Hezbollah have left Israeli civilians in a state of fear and uncertainty. The impact on daily life is profound, with many seeking shelter and struggling to maintain a sense of normalcy.
The conflict has the potential to spill over into neighboring regions, which could ignite a new front. This escalation would have devastating consequences for the entire region.
The threat of spillover violence is a growing concern as tensions continue to rise. The possibility of a broader conflict looms, putting more lives at risk and destabilizing the region further.
The targeting and banning of UNRWA complicates our efforts to provide humanitarian aid. It is crucial that we find a way to ensure the safety and delivery of essential services to those in need.
As the conflict rages on, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency faces significant challenges. The ban on their operations hinders the provision of critical support to affected populations, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis.
The international community is united in its call for an immediate end to hostilities. We must prioritize dialogue and peaceful resolution to prevent further loss of life and suffering.
The global response has been one of urgent appeals for peace. Leaders from around the world are advocating for a ceasefire and renewed negotiations, emphasizing the need for a lasting solution to the conflict. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more trending news.